welcome to another episode of It's Those Guys Game Reviews. I am Nick Silviano, and I will be doing it solo today because Connor Jagger's off facing aliens in some kind of post-apocalyptic war zone that's in the middle of Antarctica. Or something, I don't know. So today's game we're reviewing is Street Fighter X Tekken, or Street Fighter Cross Tekken, or Street Fighter vs. Tekken, whichever one you choose. Out for PS3 and Xbox 360. Coming soon to PC and Vita, if it's not already out on PC already. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, Street Fighter X Tekken, the most hyped fighting game that we've been looking forward to for the past, was it 2 years? How long ago was this announced? About 2010, early 2011 the game was first announced, I don't really remember. But yeah, so the game is finally out and here for our enjoyment. So how is it? Was it any good? Did it totally suck? Well, anyway, obviously, it's Street Fighter. So there. It's basically, you know, Street Fighter, it's more like kind of a bigger version, I'm going to say it's a bigger version of Street Fighter 4. Because you got your Tekken character, you got your Street Fighter characters, and your Tekken characters. And the thing about this game is the Tekken characters have to fight or playing by the Street Fighter rules. Now they may have the same combos and moves that they usually have in their own Tekken game, but unfortunately due to the button mode, to the buttons that you, the button layout, the 6-button layout that the Street Fighter games have, they have to go by those rules, and it's a bit of an adjustment. So if you have some of your favorite characters from the Tekken series that you want to play in this game, that's good. But you just have to do some adjustments on the characters. The Street Fighter characters play as pretty much how they did in Street Fighter 4. So yeah, anyway, so you know, you got the way the game plays. You have you know, when you play arcade mode, if you pick two different characters, the characters play. If you play two certain characters and team up, the game plays kind of like a story mode. If you use any two characters that aren't really related to the story mode character, you're not going to get anything out of that. So it's whatever. But if you pick two, for instance, like Ken and Ryu, or Nina and Kazuya, or what's his name, Jin and Zhao Yu, or not Yu, Zhang, what that, you know, Ling, whatever her name is. You know, they have like their little story mode. So, you know, basically you go through a set of characters, you fight a rival, you fight a boss, and then you get an ending that makes absolutely no sense. And just open-ended and doesn't really lead to anything in any type of sequel or whatever, but that's common between the two fighting games. But honestly, who's playing Street Fighter for the story? Or any fighting game for the story, for that matter? Yeah, didn't think so. That's no problem. The controls around this time are a bit more stiff than they were in Street Fighter 4, but this isn't a bad thing, actually. It makes for more, I think it does actually make for more precise combos. And, you know, the whole, like, mashing that you could get away with in Street Fighter 4, it's still there. It's still pulled off, but it's not as bad as it was in Street Fighter 4 in any version. You really have to learn the combos, learn the basics, and it's really got some really neat combos you can pull, especially team combos, because you can like have the one character, obviously, you know, do an attack and the other character rush in. So it's kind of a kind of cool thing like that. That's pretty neat. And like the thing about it is like one of the problems I see is like when you're fighting, like the life bar is really short, like 2, maybe even 3 certain combos and the round is over. So you really got to make sure you switch when you can. Otherwise, if you're trying to run along one character and he's getting beat, if you like lose that character, the round is over, and that's it. It's not elimination like it has been in previous like tag games, like either Marvel vs. Capcom or SNK versus SNK versus Capcom, which isn't really that bad. Capcom versus SNK, which really wouldn't be that bad if the life bar, like I said, wasn't so short. I'm pretty sure if you go and like if you're playing the versus mode, you can adjust this, just a life bar up so it's stronger and lasts long. But if you're going to have it so short, you might as well have the elimination thing. Because since they don't have it, all you're going to do is go ahead and switch over. But other than that, the graphics are more pretty much, you know, Street Fighter 4-esque. A little more saturated in the characters, might be a little darker. I think it might have been a little overdone. I think it added a little more cartoonish to the characters than usual. But, you know, whatever. Also, it's like the thing I can't really figure out, no matter how much I try to research and look into it, I cannot figure out this gen system. I'm sorry, but it's just not clicking with me. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. All I know is in the middle of a fight, sometimes we'll be fighting and all of a sudden, like, I'll hit after a combo or I hit the character at the right time, some chaos symbols come flying out and absorb into your character, or the other way around. They take characters from you and they offer different powers like red, yellow, and green. Your character will flash that color depending on the gem he took in. So that's something there. And of course you got the Pandora mode, which basically you sacrifice the other characters, make your character stronger, and you get all like you turn like negative color and have tribal markings on you. Seems a pretty interesting thing. Lots of modes, arcade mode and stuff like that. You got your versus mode. It's really cool with the versus mode because you can actually have 4 people play at once. I think that's kind of a neat feature because like you can have like, you know, you got 4 buddies playing. You don't have to like all take turns like you fight him. It's like, nah, you got 4 people in the room. There's no taking turns. You can all play at once, and you know what? I think that's pretty good. So that's a good way to go. You got blue team, you got red team, so like that's pretty much how it works. I think they borrowed that from Smash Brothers. Just saying. But yeah, you get neat stuff like that. A couple of characters that are not available in arcade mode. I think it's like the 2 Cats and Cole. You can play as them in versus mode and also in the training mode, but if you go play them in arcade mode, for some reason you just can't select them. I guess there's really no story element to them whatsoever. I don't know. Or maybe that's something they unlock later in the game. Because Mega Man and Pac-Man are already, they're free to download, so whatever. I guess like if you get the game now, you can go ahead and pick them up. But whatever. So basically, let's see if I left out anything else. I was gonna say, so yeah, basically, you know, good combos. I mean, is it a good fighting game? Of course it's a good fighting game. It's fun to play. It really is. I'm not going to take anything away from the game, despite, you know, Capcom's business practices with it. You know, and the only thing that's really going to hold this game back, or for me anyway, that's really holding this game for me, making it a must buy, is just like Capcom's business strategy with it. I mean, are you really going to sit here and tell me that later this year, I got to pay another $20 on top of the $60 that I gave you? Which, by the way, I only rented the game. I didn't really buy it yet, but I did rent it because I did want to try it, and so I'm doing this review. Like I said, I rented it. But, you know, it's not a bad game, and I think the only thing that's really holding this game back is, of course, the way Capcom's treating these characters, where they already have them on the disc, and they're just not going to give them to you till later on, and you still have to pay for them. Capcom, you got caught. Give up the ghost. You don't want to give them out. You don't want to give them out right away. Fine, time release them. I don't care. Say, okay, you're not going to get them, but you're not going to give them to the fall when the Vita version comes out. Then we'll gradually release them as free DLC. I mean, it's not DLC. It's already on the disc. We'll release them for free, or you can fulfill certain conditions and unlock them. Go ahead and do that. What's so bad about that? You already got. If like you do that, you're going to get more money into the game. And I'm telling you, all those people who are like raging against the game and won't buy it for this, they'll go out and buy it, myself included. Seriously. And you know, you got your people going, oh, don't get mad just because you're broke and you can't afford them. All right, right there, that's a pretty crappy mentality about this. All right, don't be sitting here trying to tell anybody that, and don't try to justify this as being okay. I know this has been going on for years, and it's been pointed out last time. Oh, well, they're doing it for all this time, and now you're doing it on PC. But not, well, I mean, they do it on PC all the time. Now they're doing consoles. Now you're getting mad. Well, I guess we should have done something about it back then, and here we are now. In the mess we are in, I think we can still change it. But anyway, this is a topic for a different time. I'm just doing the review here. So like I said, as a game, the game itself is pretty good. I like it. And if you know somebody who has it, you know, you're all together, hanging out, you want to play the game, play the game. Is it a candidate for like for competitors, you know, when Evo and stuff comes around? Definitely. Definitely a fighting game that should be in tournaments or whatever. Definitely a game that people should play and enjoy either just for fun or, you know, in the spirit of competition, whatever. It's a good game. I'm not going to take anything away from the game at all. It's definitely, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 7. Yeah, so the game itself, not pretty good. I'm just saying I'm a bit put off by Capcom's business practice with this. I'm just saying. So that's pretty much that. One other thing I do want to add is the whole thing about Mega Man. You know, despite the fact they made him look absolutely ridiculous, and he actually looks worse when you play the game than, you know, what you see in the YouTube videos about him does not do justice what you see. They could have at least made him a decent character, but no, he even plays like crap. I mean, seriously, I don't know, somebody out there is going to figure out how to use this guy, and they're going to kick all kinds of ass with him, just like, you know, how Dan Hibicki's a joke. This is just the game's version of Dan Hibicki. Let's just say Dan put on weight and cosplays as Mega Man. More or less what's going on here. So, yeah, that's basically it with that. They didn't even, like, redeem themselves, so this is, I'm still saying, I don't care what anybody says, oh, what's his name, the creator of Mega Man wanted that in there. I don't think he wanted it like this. I really don't. So, I will agree that, okay, maybe he did ask for that character, but I don't think he asked for it the way that they did it, and it's just an insult to Mega Man fans and Mega Man himself. I'm sorry. That's my personal feelings on it. So, yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything there. This was my review of Street Fighter X Tekken. Good game. Bad marketing. So, that's all I'm going to say about that, and I will see you next time.